We've put on the recording, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's meeting. Thank you very much for your patience, and I would like again to express my gratitude and respect for showing gratitude, patience, and respect towards me. We started 30 minutes later, but still we have 155 people in this room with us, which is very, very good news. Thank you very much, dear partners and colleagues. I see lots of welcoming words in the chat. Someone says, finally, we've started our meeting. And then someone says they can't see me. Let's check the connectivity, the technical side. Please tell me if you can hear and see me. I see 10. So give me a score from 1 to 10. I see 10s, 12 and a half, 10, 10, 10. So I see most of our guests are fine. Someone says that they can hear me, but they can't see me. Try to relog because you see everyone's giving me 10, so it's probably the problem is at your end. So what you need to do is to log out and then log back in. There might be some technical hiccup at your end. Okay, friends, today we're going to have quite an interesting meeting, and what will make it interesting is that there will be some news related to the events that will happen this month or even this week. So when someone says that the video is below the screenshot that we have here, guys, we all know how to, by now, I mean, we all know how to activate the simultaneous translation. It's kind of tips on how to use the translation if you want to hear me in English or Hindi. So now you should be able to see me right in the center of your screens as your main keynote speaker. Okay, friends, today we're going to we're going to cover some news that happened, events that happened in the world of uST, and then I will lift the veil about the topics that we're going to discuss this Saturday on the 21st of June at our meeting, to be attended by the top management of uST, GTI, and the VIP guest, the general designer and author and owner of the string technology, Dr. Unitsky, Anatoli Unitsky. So it's going to be a very important, one of the most important events of. I heard that the recording stopped. So probably I did turn off the recording, so sorry about that. Let's continue. Okay, friends. So let's have our roll call. In terms of geography, we have even more people than during the previous meeting. We have 161 people. So please tell me what country and city you are from to see how wide a community, extensive a community we have. Community of people united by the idea of Dr. Unitsky and his brainchild, string technology, and united by him as the engineer of the world. So we have Stuttgart, Germany, then we have Russia, Estonia. So I've lost comments again. Just give me a second. So probably I again misclicked something. So we have Samara, Russia, India, then Odisha, India, then we have Moscow, Slavgorod, Saint Petersburg, Kazan, Russia, Spain, Ukraine, France, then we have London, Manipur, then we have Raipur, India, Mexico. So we have more and more countries, more and more continents. India, again, India, we have different Indian states. Then we have Uganda, UK, and I guess it's United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Tallinn, South Africa, Estonia, Tallinn. Then we have Mariupol, Ukraine. Then we have India, Latvia, Delhi, I guess, India again. Then we have Moldova. Then we have the Sakha Republic. It's Russia. Then we have the United States, Moscow, Bharat, London, Imphal. Um, did you notice, dear friends, our geography is growing every single time, which means a lot of our partners, a lot of our investors are showing more and more interest in our direct broadcasts. They're not just satisfied with the recordings, so we have more and more people. It's very good. So what I'm saying here is that we have more and more people who are willing to watch us live, and those people are from different countries and continents of the world. And it's also happening live. I mean, while we're having this meeting, the geography still keeps growing. Of course, in addition to people that watch us on YouTube, because I can see the statistics there as well, but having you guys live is invaluable. Also, it's very good that we're having this meeting on an irregular day, because usually we do it on Thursday and today is Tuesday. But we're doing it on Tuesday because on Saturday we have an event of the year. And despite us having this meeting on an irregular day, we still have quite a lot of people. Okay, friends, then let's start with the recent news that was published in the last 4 days, literally. So it's what we had a meeting on Thursday, and then yeah, it's 4 days. So, and the main piece of news, well, two pieces of news have been published, and one of the news was about the project in Taiwan. And today we're going to discuss the technological progress in its technical part. I will start sharing my screen and then we will read that news together. So one of the news is about the commercial project, and the other one is about the certification, which is very, very important. Let me start sharing my screen and then we will read about it together. Okay, friends. Literally on the 13th of June, we had the news that SWTUV certification obtained for a key element of the uST transport complex power supply system. So uSky Transport has successfully completed the certification process for a rectifier unit designed for the traction power supply of the uST transport complex. The equipment has been confirmed to meet international safety standards by the independent inspection body. So this is the report itself. So according to the final report, the device meets all necessary requirements for assembly quality, functionality, and electrical safety. During testing, specialists examined the grounding system, insulation resistance, proper functioning of protective mechanisms, and other critical components. So all parameters comply with the IEC standards as per text. The safety system's response was also tested. In the event of a failure, it promptly triggered an alarm, confirming the reliability of the built-in monitoring and fault prevention mechanisms. Special attention was given to the equipment's resilience to external conditions, elements. Testing was conducted at temperatures up to 40 degrees above 0 Celsius, and despite high loads, the cooling system operated steadily, ensuring uninterrupted performance of the rectifier unit. This certification not only validates the high quality and safety of the equipment, but also demonstrates uSky Transport commitment to advanced technological solutions. And the electrification enabled the U-Bus Karat to reach a speed of 120 kilometers an hour. To be precise, 120 and a half kilometers per hour, as mentioned by Dr. Unitsky himself. So half a kilometer more. But 120 kilometers is the speed that was entered into the documentation. So why this event is very important for us as investors into the uST technology? Well, firstly, dear friends, we can see that the uST group of companies headed by Dr. Unitsky is creating a completely safe and secure product in the innovative transportation technology, which is accredited by international authorities such as SWTUV certification. And back in the day, we looked into what kind of a authority it is, so we won't give it much time today. What we know is that it's an independent inspecting authority that issues such safety certificates. And the fact that Dr. Unitsky's team continuously prove the viability of their technology in terms of safety and comfort, and making sure that the uST technology, rolling stock, overpasses, track structures, hold all possible and impossible loads, which is uncharacteristic for other transportation, similar transportation kinds like monorail, cable transportation, and trams. We see that this is a true innovation, a sector creating, forming innovation. And for us as investors, it is a huge, huge advantage for us to rest assured that back in the day we made the right choice. And when Dr. Unitsky said that he would create the best transportation ever, that it wasn't all empty talk. And now we see this confirmed by international authorities. And this certification in particular allowed Unibus to achieve 120 kilometers per hour. And we're talking about 120 today, but soon it's going to be 140, 150 kilometers per hour for urban passenger and cargo transportation. So, dear friends, it's just the beginning of the journey. And this is A. And B, for us, it should also allow us to understand, and this is the second part that I wanted to emphasize, why it is important to continuously improve, to continuously get new certificates. Why is it important for us as people involved in crowd investing? Why is it important for us to see that the company is on that track, is doing that? So here's my question to you. Why do you think for us as actively involved people in crowd investing, this kind of events, this kind of news is important, like testing and certification? So why do you think it's important for us as far as the funding of the technology is concerned? So I wanted to hear your opinion about it. So let's kind of discuss it. We have almost 180 people now here. Alexander is writing, it what creates trust from future customers of targeted projects. Of course, yes, it's a huge advantage into the piggy bank of the uST technology. But what about us, people involved in the active marketing program? So why it's a strong point for us as far as the funding of the technology is concerned? So the ball is on your side. So Alexander says it's about improvement and upgrading of the technology. Sergey says it's about safety and reliability. Yes, what else? Dear colleagues, please be more active. You know, I enjoy interactivity quite a lot, and I like it when we're having a dialogue here. And I like having feedback from you because it's way more interesting than just me talking. Someone says it's about upgrading, it's trust. Increased speed means that continuous work is carried out to improve our technology. Well, it's Stanislav, you're right too. Maya says it shows that the company is starting implementing new targeted projects, which means that the technology is soon to be implemented across the entire world. Raisa says more trust to the transportation, hence more contracts. Okay, let me read one more comment. Now we have more confidence that we're going to share in the profits from the sale of the technology. And someone says it increases competitiveness. Yes, all those advantages relate to commercialization. Now let's take a look at it from a different angle. You are all right, absolutely right in your comments, and I fully share in your opinion. It indeed increases trust, it increases competitiveness, it reassures us that we're going to share in the profits from the implementation of commercial projects, because thanks to that approach of the company, it gains more trust, confidence from customers. The number of customers is growing, and it shows that the company is client oriented. It shows that the company is ready to adapt to the different needs of different customers. I will have two more comments translated into English, and then I will share my thoughts how it relates to us as active participants into the crowd investing. It means that the company moves forward. Absolutely right. And now I would like to touch upon a very important point, without what the company wouldn't be able to run tests, without what the company wouldn't be able to improve the products it already has. I'm talking about urban passenger and cargo transportation. Without what the company wouldn't be able to do that. Because you are all absolutely right that all those processes related to the improvement of the technology affect potential commercialization. And if the commercialization is promoted or facilitated, then profits are facilitated. But without what, it wouldn't be possible. And you are all right in your answers. Without funding, of course. Without our investments, Valentina wrote. Without our investing into the company, without investors who helped create the technology, without a leader, specialist, and investment opportunities, it wouldn't be possible. Tatiana wrote, the company cannot continue developing without investments and people. Absolutely right. And here's what we need to all to realize. Here we're going back to the topic that we've discussed during many of our meetings. Thanks to the company GTI selling the unsold pre-IPO shares, this allows the group of companies GTI, including uST, to be focused on what they are supposed to be doing, which is improve the existing technologies and creating new innovations. So we need to understand one very important thing. The fact that we have a string transportation, and it is an innovation, of course, but without improving it, without upgrading it, without upgrading, improving the safety systems, eco-friendliness, smoothness of the run, everything. Without improving this, we might be behind competition. And we do have competition in this sector, right? So, dear friends and colleagues, this is something that we need all to understand because we are, first and foremost, a crowd investing platform that finances this technology. And it is thanks to this that all those processes are going on and all those results have been achieved, the one that we've read about, like certification obtained. But without us, it wouldn't be possible. So that's why this process, crowd investing process, is ongoing. So, dear friends, based on this piece of news alone, I would like to make a conclusion. It's kind of a cause and effect conclusion. And it's also kind of a message for all of us, people present here and those who will be watching the recording of this meeting in the future. Dear friends, it is very important to understand that right now, the development of the already existing products will depend on how active we are, how actively we raise funds into this project, and how actively we expand our own portfolio, especially during such very juicy discounts, which is 76, but if you purchase a package in one go, you get 10% on top of it, which is almost 85%, 85 discount. Because if right now we stop the sale of pre-IPO shares or reduce the number of shares to be sold, we wouldn't get to the desired outcome, because we need to realize that in the future, from the implementation of commercial projects will generate revenues. And once the costs are deducted, we have profits. And we want to share 100% of those profits, right? We want to share in all the profits generated. We don't want to go back to the memorandum of 2024, when the company would first achieve at least 40% profits, and then part of it, like 70%, would be reinvested into the technology and 30% would be paid out to the investors. We would like to get all 100% of it, right? And for that, in order to cover the costs, we need to make sure that the pre-IPO shares are sold, are purchased by other investors. We need to cover the costs so that the profits from the revenues from the packages sold would be targeted at the innovations and improvement, and not into covering the cost, and the profits wouldn't be reinvested. That's why we're launching the Micron Global platform, where you're going to have a very good marketing program, and which would help you build your careers, and that we'll be using for many, many years ahead of us, not just to fund the uST technology only, but would also help out other Dr. Unitsky's technologies, but more about it later. So what I wanted to focus on right now, and I'm addressing myself to all of our active partners, people who perceive themselves as ambassadors of the uST brand, people who consider themselves supporters and followers of Dr. Unitsky, and we all are, because we believed in his idea, and then this idea turned into reality. It became a sector-forming technology because we already have 2 ready-to-use commercial products. So I'm addressing myself to you right now. It is important to use this summer 2025 to focus our attention on the sale of pre-IPO shares, because right now it's a very easy job to do, because we have things to show, we have proof to show, and people who are on the fence that do not know about the latest achievements, people probably do not know that the company is getting ready to pay out remuneration dividends in 2026 because of the commercialization of the technology. So right now it's a very good opportunity to jump literally into the last car of the leaving train and use these very juicy discounts. I can guarantee you 100% that once we move to the Micron Global platform, and I will tell you the exact date of the launch, on Saturday, and more about it later, I can guarantee you that RSW Systems will not have any similar discounts anymore at all. We have only 2 weeks left until the promotion period is over. Dear friends, I see questions in the chat, so could you please leave your questions to the end if we have time, because this is not the time for questions. Last time we gave a lot of time to questions. So we have 2 weeks left until the end of the very good promotion that is running right now. At one of my meetings, I gave a detailed outline of what kind of remuneration it can be per share based on the financial performance of the company of 2025. We do not know yet what kind of financial performance the company will have in 2025, but there is a certainty and clear understanding that no matter what profits are, the company is ready to share it, and we can all rely on it. But also, it is important for us to understand, as investors coming from crowd investing, we assume, I'm talking about active partners, we assume the responsibility for active participation in the development of the partnership program and in raising more funds from new investors, which again, I repeat, will cover the costs, the cost side of the operations of the company aimed at innovations and improvement of the existing products. So this is a normal standard business model that all innovative technological companies use when the company reinvests part of the money into the improvement of the existing product. And right now, the GTI company is willing to sell more pre-IPO shares to cover those costs so that the actual profits would be shared with us and not reinvested. Dear colleagues, I would like to make sure if you understand what I'm saying and do you agree with my words. Please tell me in the chat whether everything is clear from what I've said and whether you agree with me. I would like to have as many replies as possible. We have almost 180 people here. People from all over the world, please answer it in your own language, India, Hindi as well. And I will all read it and reply to it. And while you're writing, I will start translating some of the comments. Okay, let's start. There were questions, and I will skip those questions for now. Raisa says, yes, we understand. Satish says, yes. Alexander says, of course I understand. I agree. Then I have pluses and yeses. Absolutely right. Alexander says, we should be increasing our own portfolios. Nihol has written yes, or Ni Joel. Galina says, of course, it's clear. Then, yes, we need to continue investing. And it shouldn't only be this summer, but all year round. Well, very good comment. Really, we're going to actively attract new investors into the project. Yes, as we invite more investors in, the company will gain a more prominent position in the world. So let me translate some of the comments made in English. Well, it's kind of sad that they haven't yet come up with a automated translation in Zoom. So what I need to do is to copy and then paste it in Google Translate. indeed a very good project when will when the dividends will start, and I have five pending installments. When it will pay up, to how long is deadline? Kindly share it as soon as possible. I do not really fully understand what you've written. Either reformulate it and then ask it again. But again, this is not the time for questions. For now, I would like to have your feedback. So again, we have someone has asked how much money will be paid per share, dividend per share. Again, I answered that question during one of our meetings. And then, dear colleagues, let me show you how you can find all the meetings with all the questions to all the answers to your questions. And I will share the link in here in Zoom chat. I did it. I shared it in the Telegram channel the other day, and I wrote and I gave the timestamp at which the answer to this question starts. I'm talking about dividends, the amount of dividends per share to be expected. Okay, friends, so this is the video, and somewhere here in the middle we made a break. You can either watch the entire video in three languages, Russian, English, and Hindi. So somewhere from 1 hour, 1 minute, or 1 hour, 2 minutes, you can start watching it, and you will see the approximate estimates, calculations. Of course, there will again be approximations. So this link is in Russian, but I will also find the link for you in Hindi and English. And in the second part of that meeting, I cover the possible payouts per share and why it is profitable to invest right now. So, dear colleagues, I'm sharing it right now. Someone here wrote that, yes, Maxim, you will have to answer this question all year round. People will keep on asking. Well, you know what? Probably I will record one more video, and then, or probably we will edit something out of that previous video, and then we will be able to kind of pinpoint the answer to you to this question regarding the payout per share. That's way probably will be the best way. So the second link, is it a Hindi or English version of that meeting? Just give me a second. I would like to check, because I would like to share the links to all the videos. So that was Hindi. I see HI at the end. And now let me find the English version of it. So please rewatch that meeting, and please do that before the meeting on Saturday with Dr. Unitsky. So now you have all three links, and Yelena is asking, Maxim, in your opinion, will the company earn $1 trillion by the end of the year? Okay, Yelena, let's be optimists, but let's be realists. So, of course, $1 trillion is kind of unrealistic. Even $1 billion would be unrealistic at this stage. So how are profits generated or created? Well, first, it's engineering operations of the company, or revenues. Where do the revenues come from? And also during one of my previous meetings, I outlined possible sources of income or revenues. So first of all, it's engineering activities or operations. Where does it start? It starts from payment for design and pre-design works, feasibility studies, etc., etc. So this is actually the main type of business operations of uST. It specializes in engineering, and now the company has several projects under development, such as Nepal and other projects, but I don't want to spoil here anything. We will learn more about it on Saturday. So come to the meeting on Saturday. We will learn there from top management about the projects being implemented right now. So those projects can cost 5, 10, 15, 30, 50 million. We don't know yet what kind of revenues the company will have by the end of the year. I'm not excluding the possibility that the company might sign huge contracts in India because a lot of negotiations are being held right now there. There might be other projects popping up on other continents. So we still have a whole half a year ahead of us. Of course, a lot of money can be injected into the company, or small money even. Doesn't matter. But I don't think it's reasonable to be talking about billions or trillions of dollars. Let's be realistic here and operate real numbers. I think it's somewhere in the ballpark of several $1 million. If more, the better. You know, they say that prepare for the worst or expect the worst, but hope for the better. Something like that. Again, I see a question. What kind of dividend payout can be? It's Sonu Upadhyaya. So I shared 3 different links, including Russian, English, and Hindi, and then Ruslan shared all 3 links in a row. So please rewatch that meeting, and Sonu, you will get the answer to your question, okay, regarding the dividend payout per share. So Yelena says, thank you very much, Maxim, and we still have a lot of road to cover. Of course, it will depend both on the company and on our efforts, because the more we help the company create new products, and for example, help finish the construction of track 6 in Eco Techno Park, then we will help finish the construction in the Emirates R&D Center. So it will allow the uST and GTI companies to implement. For example, track 6 in Ecotechno Park will increase the range of customers because every track structure, every solution of Dr. Unitsky's in the implementation of string transportation systems, be it rigid, semi-rigid, lightweight solutions, they all are aimed at different categories of customers. So the track number 6, unfinished track in Eco Techno Park, will ensure the influx of new potential customers. And for that to happen, we need to continue helping GTI company to sell pre-IPO shares. And the money from the sale of the pre-IPO shares will be used to fund the operations of the subsidiary companies, such as Unitsky String Technologies Inc., uST Inc. company, an engineering company. So here we have this fully traceable cause and effect connection. The more funding the company receives, GTI, the more innovative engineering operations uST can perform to continue improving the existing products, such as urban passenger and cargo transportation, or create new innovations. It's all about funding, and that's why I'm focusing on it. And I, being the head of the RSW Systems, a crowd investing platform, is mainly focused, this platform is mainly focused on this kind of tasks. So it is our primary objective, is to raise funds to finance the technology. And do you agree with me, dear friends, that this is our main mission, this is our main task, is to finish what we started. And we're talking about funding the GTI group of companies. So I see the words of thanks. So Sonu said, I received that link. I will watch it after the webinar. We're very happy with uST project. Well, thank you very much for your feedback. Okay. So someone says, we are discovering new cities and we are going into new cities and towns. This is uncharted territory for us. Quite a lot of work for us. Indeed. This is how how we can put it. In uncharted territory for us. We have plenty of work ahead of us. And the Micron Global platform will be able to cover those needs, funding needs, and then start funding new Unitsky's project. And by the way, there was one more piece of news published that I haven't covered yet regarding the project in Nepal. I will cover it in a nutshell. It shows the advantages of the implementation of this project over other solutions. So we're talking about the general range of advantages of the uST technology is like eco-friendliness, less traffic, the better air in the city, and basically addressing the current transportation needs of the country. So we won't dwell on this because we're all familiar with all of it. Maya says, yes, it is important. We need to finish what we started and then move on. Okay, indeed. Now let's move on to the event that we're going to have on the 21st of June. So the event was supposed to start at 7 p.m., but we will have it at 5 p.m. Eastern European time because 7 p.m. for some of the countries will be already too late, like Vietnam, Far East, and other countries more to the east. So in order for that meeting to be convenient for all, we're going to have it 2 hours earlier than planned. So we're going to have it at 5 p.m. Eastern European time, such as Moscow, Kiev, Minsk, Istanbul, etc. So it's 5 p.m. In Europe, it's gonna be 4 p.m. So please make a note of it somewhere. And after this meeting, there will be news published that the event on the 21st of June will be held at 4 p.m. European time, 5 p.m. Eastern European time. And at that meeting, we will learn some exclusive news about the uST in commercial terms. What kind of projects right now are in the pipeline? What kind of projects are expected to be received, orders to be received by the company, and the roadmap for the next 5-10 years. I personally would like to hear those answers from the top management of the uST group of companies. I would like to hear some predictions from the commercial department, financial department of the company in terms of the uST transportation development. We will also have some exclusive information about it. Next, it is very important and it would be very interesting to listen to Dr. Unitsky about the progress made in the United States. We're talking about the creation of the hub to be created to showcase high-speed transportation. So the objective, the mission of that hub, I repeat, will be to show in the United States the entire sector based on train transportation. And the main focus will be on high-speed transportation, but with existing types of transportation integrated in it. So we will hear what kind of progress has been made in terms of land allocation or land receipt. We will all learn about it firsthand from Dr. Unitsky, dear friends. Also, we will finally receive something conclusive about the high-speed transportation. We will hear what is of concern to quite a lot of investors. And it is also important to note here that Dr. Unitsky, for 11 years now, Dr. Unitsky has been working with crowd investing community always on open, transparent terms. And this meeting will be yet another proof that the company is not hiding anything from people who believed Dr. Unitsky. And we will see that transparency, clarity, and honesty about all the working processes happening. And another very important thing that I wanted to give you heads up about and give you some good news. At that event, I will be participating in that event, not as the head of our platform, RSW Systems. I will be participating in that event as a official representative of the Global Transport Investment. And as an official representative of GTI, I will cover all the questions related to the payout of dividends, in what kind of format it is going to happen, in what form payouts will happen. I will cover the questions that have already been answered in the past. I will go all over them again. Also, as an official representative of GTI, I will cover the plans for 2025 and 2026 and other years, in other words, the roadmap of GTI. I will explain to you first verbally everything. I will give you information about the restructuring of the 15th stage, how it's going to look like. And I already mentioned it during my previous meetings, but since the information at that event will be targeted at more people, more investors, take into account that we will have more additional languages too. And for more investors of the uST technology to learn the most important things about the restructuring of the processes in the GTI, I'm going to cover it all during our event. And it is very important to hear it firsthand. So I invite you all to be there to attend that event that we're going to have on the 21st of June at 5 p.m. Eastern European time. What you're going to hear will be very, very good for you to hear. It will motivate you greatly. And I, as the official representative of GTI, will also announce the start of the operations, joint operations with Micron Global that will promote string transportation. So what I mean here is that I will announce the launch of the Micron Global platform, its collaboration with GTI. And you will hear all of it about it in literally 4 days. So today is the 17th of June, and on the 21st of June, you will get all that news. So please tell me, we have 170 plus people here. So who is going to attend that meeting live on the 21st of June, that exclusive meeting? While you're answering, dear colleagues, Yelena has written, please tell me what kind of advantages we will get after the restructuring of the 15th stage. Yelena, I don't want to spoil anything. You will hear about it on the 21st of June. I will cover it in detail. And after that event, I will also give you an extended explanation of it. So it is important for you to be there on the 21st of June because I'm going to cover there. I'm going to cover all the advantages of the restructuring. And as for more extensive information, dear colleagues, as usual, I will digest it for you. I will convey all the main messages. I will make everything clear. Have you noticed, by the way, in the last 2 months, how the questions have been dealt with? Remember all those questions our partners were asking in March, in April, regarding the uST remuneration, etc. We have very few questions left about it. By using legal documents and all the memorandums, we dealt with all of them, and we realized that the decisions made by the owner of the technology are all aimed, are all in our interests, and nobody has been cheated here. We have like 50 different answers that all of the people are planning to be there. Stanislav wrote that he is going to watch it with their entire family, and that's what we're doing right now too. Well, my best regards from me, Maxim, to you too as well. By the way, your second name starts with the same letter as mine, too. EIS is. Someone is asking, is restructuring of the 15th stage good or bad? Well, of course, good. There are a lot of advantages to it because you will all see it on the 21st of June. There are no downsides to it. So, yeah, people are now more positive thinking, and it's very good news for us. So, just by reading the comments people are writing after our meetings in YouTube, for example, I don't see any misunderstanding or lack of understanding that I used to see before. And I even see that people who were in doubt, people who didn't understand clearly everything, after watching all the meetings, after getting all the answers, are now even writing words of thanks by saying that I'm giving it so much time to it. Some people are saying that 90% of my words are empty talk and it's like water under the bridge or something. What I'm saying is just don't drink that water, don't listen to me if you don't want to. But there are some investors that understand things from the first go. But there are also investors that need to hear things a second time, a third time, have explanations given to them. Some have arguments and proofs provided. And I'm trying to do exactly that. I'm trying to provide more and more information. Some of our meetings lasted 3 hours and more because we are not just building here a kind of a residential complex or a new cafe or some kind of a standard business. We are involved in innovative business. We are raising funds also in an innovative way, crowd investing. Not a single innovative technological company in the world has achieved anything close to what we achieved. That not a single company out there. Well, people were mentioning a motor wheel project. A motor wheel, in our case, is just one design bureau, a bureau responsible for motor wheel. And the company has like 50 such bureaus. So when you're comparing our project to motor wheel project or some other innovative projects, don't. Because we're talking about pure innovation here. And we're talking about out of the box fundraising mechanism too. And Dr. Unitsky, being the genius he is doing everything right here. And try explaining very complex things to people in 15, 20 minutes. And probably 10, 15% of our audience will understand it from the first attempt. But other people will need more time to fully digest and understand everything. Sometimes you need to hear the same thing 10 times over before you get the hang of it, before you fully understand the reasons standing behind some of the decisions made by the company. Let me translate some of the comments made in English. Someone says, we're all investors eagerly waiting for your meeting. uST Pure World, and then I see probably words in Hindi, in Latin transcription. I can't translate it. Someone says, I became an investor into the company without any doubts. Just joined the project, that's it. Used my gut feeling. Well, indeed, a lot of people trusted their gut feeling. And if you go and read Dr. Unitsky's biography, you won't have any doubts left. And that's what we were guided by, our gut feeling, our trust in Dr. Unitsky, knowing that he's a person who is true to his word. And someone says, we're all investors very thankful to Dr. Unitsky, who provided us with this opportunity to invest into this project. I fully agree with you. Okay, dear friends, let's do some recapping here. In 4 days, we're going to have the most important online event of 2025, both for the RSW systems and for the entire crowd investing community of GTI. This is going to be an event that will give us exclusive information about the commercialization of the technology. This is an event where Dr. Unitsky will tell us more about the results or the progress made by the high-speed transportation hub in the United States, where he spent quite a lot of time. And also we will learn about other alternative ways for implementing this project in other countries. So there will be quite a lot of exclusive information, something that you won't be able to learn from the interviews given by Dr. Unitsky in the past, from the news that was published. It's going to be, again, exclusive information. You will have some videos from the United States, shots from the United States. What kind of shots they're going to be, I won't tell you, but you won't regret being there and seeing them. So it is very important to learn to be there yourselves and to invite as many people as possible from among people who are already your partners and who are investors into the uST, but also those who are not yet investors, because newcomers that will be there at that event, believe me, will not have any reason to say no. They will definitely become investors into the uST technology. And now for the punchline. When you bring in new potential investors to that event, you will give them the opportunity of a lifetime. Because remember, until the end of the month, we have discount 76 with the potential of becoming 85. So you will be giving them the opportunity to jump into the last car at most exclusive terms. I'm talking about allowing them to invest at such a lucrative discount. So this event will help you get answers to the questions you have with relation to uST, will allow you to invite new investors, and also will give you a new way to approach your own portfolio. I'm talking about increasing it with more pre-IPO shares in GTI, because the next 3, 5, 7 years, and the payouts will be quite considerable if all stars align and if all the plans are properly implemented. We can expect the payouts to grow every single year, and it is not far off the point in time when GTI group of companies will restructure and will be ready to launch their IPO by showing a regular and rapid financial results. And there is a direct connection to our activity here. If now we keep on supporting the company at such a crucial time when the company is almost on the market, it is very important for us to support the existing projects, the urban passenger and cargo transportation, and creation of new innovations to provide more funds, and we will be able to rely on 100% profits in 2026 and 2027. As Dr. Unitsky said on the 16th of April, he was ready as the main beneficiary and the main investor in the technology. He said he was ready to share most of his profits with us because he feels responsible before us, before people who believed him, and he's grateful to people who supported him when that support was most needed. So we should not be negative about it. We should be realistic about it. Just see that every month new commercial projects appear, potential projects too. On a regular basis, the company is reaching new and new levels as in terms of technological viability. On Saturday, we will hear about one of the planned scheduled commercial projects that is almost about to be signed. The contract is about to be signed. So friends, on the 21st of June at 5 p.m. Eastern European time, we simply have to be at that event. Of course, a recording will be made that you will be able to watch in different languages, but it won't happen very fast because we will need to extract all the audio tracks with different languages and then put them back together. And also, as I said, at the end of that meeting on the 21st of June, me being the representative of the GTI company, I will give information about the payout of dividends, about the restructuring and updating of the investment memorandum, and a number of other points that will be first mentioned ever. For some of you, it might not be fresh news, but most of you will see all the pieces of the puzzle fit in and doubts dealt with. So friends, here at this point, I'm ready to call it a day. We did quite a lot of good work today, and you waited for me for half an hour. Again, thank you very much for your patience, for your resilience, for standing strong during that half an hour. And we had 180 people at the beginning of the meeting. That's great, really awesome. And I would like, again, to thank you so much. There were some technical reasons why we had to postpone the meeting, but again, thank you for your patience. I will not be taking questions today, I'm sorry, probably because you will have all your questions answered on the 21st of June. And I think after that meeting, most of your questions will become moot. We will try to structure our meeting in such a way on the 21st to either reduce the questions to a minimum or absolute zero. So thank you very much for your patience, friends. I will be waiting for you on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern European time. You will get the link 1 hour before the meeting. Remember, spots are limited, and the link will be shared in the group 1 hour, probably 2 hours before the meeting. But it will happen on the day of the meeting in our official Telegram channel and in your back offices. Well, I see a lot of words of gratitude from you too. Good feedback from different countries, South Africa, India, of course, and all other countries. Thank you very much, friends, and see you on the 21st at 5 p.m. Eastern European time. at the most important event of 2025. Bye bye. And don't waste your time. Call your friends, relatives, colleagues, spread the word, put your teams together, invite them over, and guests, relatives, acquaintances, everyone you know, because this will become part of the history, will make history. Okay, friends, bye bye, and see you in 4 days.